Others are fast-moving.
Unlike other big rallies,
Bit earlier at about 7 a.m. A group from the coast.
Welcome to #PHVote 2013.
Today on Rappler, Typhoon Santi, international name Nari, intensifies 14 areas under storm signal number 3. Malacanang says the pork barrel for 2013 is only suspended, not abolished. And the chemical weapons watchdog group gets the 2013 Nobel Peace Prize.
Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. 14 areas are under storm signal number 3 as Typhoon Santi, international name Nari, moves closer to the province of Aurora. State Weather Bureau Pagasa expects the typhoon to make landfall in less than 9 hours. Signal number 3 is up over Aurora, Isabela, Quirino, Nueva Vizcaya, Ifugao, Benguet, La Union, Ilocos Sur, Pangasinan, Mountain Province, Tarlac, Nueva Ecija, Northern Quezon including Polillo Island, and Northern Zambales. Signal number 2 is up over Metro Manila, Ilocos Norte, Cagayan, Apayao, Kalinga, Abra, rest of Zambales, Pampanga, Bataan, Bulacan, and Rizal. Signal number 1 is up over the Calayan and Babuyan group of islands, Cavite, Batangas, Laguna, Northern Mindoro, Lubang Islands, the rest of Quezon, Marinduque, Camarines provinces, and Catanduanes. Santi is expected to leave the Philippine Area of Responsibility Sunday. Once it leaves, new storm Tino may enter the country. Malacanang Palace clarifies pork barrel allocations for 2013 are not abolished but only suspended. This comes after day 2 of oral arguments on the constitutionality of the Priority Development Assistance Fund, or PDAF. Deputy Presidential Spokesperson Abigail Valtes says the PDAF is only suspended because only Congress can repeal, amend, or modify a law. On September 10, the Supreme Court stopped the release of the pork barrel because of petitions questioning the constitutionality of discretionary funds. In August, President Benigno Aquino said it was, quote, time to abolish the pork barrel in its present form and replace it with a reformed system in the 2014 budget. During the oral arguments, Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio called the PDAF unconstitutional on its face and questioned statements made by the executive that pork barrel no longer exists. Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio rejects the Solicitor General's argument that the court must lift the order stopping the release of pork barrel for the sake of scholars and poor patients. Carpio says the government can use its savings under the Disbursement Acceleration Program, or DAP. During oral arguments to determine whether or not the pork barrel is constitutional, Carpio says the government can use its 72 billion pesos in savings. He adds, the funds are there, it's political will. If they want to realign that, they can. Hardaleza argued for the lifting of the TRO on the PDAF for medical and educational assistance. But Carpio says the government can source the money from the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office and the President's Social Fund. The Philippines is seen as a crucial battleground for genetically modified organisms, or GMOs. After a court bans field trials for the genetically modified eggplant, both anti- and pro-GMO lobbyists are gearing up for the imminent approval of tests for the golden rice. Pia Ranyada reports.
These rice stalks at the International Rice Research Institute may look typical, but the grains they produce are a margarine yellow. Golden rice gets its color from a gene inserted from corn and the soil bacteria. The gene gives the rice beta-carotene, which generates vitamin A when eaten. Golden rice is being marketed as the cure to vitamin A deficiency, a leading cause of blindness in the world.
In the Philippines alone, 2 million women and children are affected by vitamin A deficiency. We need to deal with that. And the fact is that Filipinos eat a lot of rice. On the average, we eat 123 kilos per head per year. So, since rice is so much a part of our diet, why don't we improve it?
Golden rice is now undergoing multi-location field trials in different parts of the Philippines. It needs to pass 3 more tests before making it to the dining tables. But not everyone is convinced by the noble goals of golden rice.
The carrots can produce 130 microgram per gram.
It means to say that carrots can produce 3 times more vitamin A than golden rice.
Golden rice is at the forefront of a larger debate on GMOs. One side sees GMOs as a science used for good.
We need science to solve the food security problems brought about by rapid population growth. We need science to ensure that our families, our friends, our children have nutritious food that they need.
The other side says GMOs will put companies in control of agriculture at the expense of poor farmers. Farmer Alliance Masipag spokesman Chito Medina says farmers are already experiencing this problem.
The farmers are spending something like 5,000 pesos on top of the cost of normal hybrid corn produced by the same companies. Even if the gross income has increased, the net income has declined because of the greater increase in the cost of production.
Boon or bane? It's the perennial question when technology tinkers with our food. As the court battle nears, the global spotlight is on the Philippines. Advocates say if golden rice is approved here, it will be very hard to stop the technology in other parts of the world. Tira Nada, Rappler, Manila.
The Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, or OPCW, wins the 2013 Nobel Peace Prize. In a press release Friday, the Norwegian Nobel Committee awards the group for its extensive efforts to eliminate chemical weapons. The committee adds the recent use of chemical weapons in Syria have, quote, underlined the need to enhance efforts to do away with such weapons. Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 6, a new study on climate change shows extreme climates will affect more than 1 billion people in tropical areas. Scientists say if greenhouse gas emissions continue at the present rate, it would be hotter than it's ever been between 1860 and 2005. The authors say the countries to be affected by extreme climates are those, quote, with the least capacity to respond. Co-author Ryan Longman adds, ironically, these are the countries that are least responsible for climate change in the first place. At number 8, writer Alice Munro wins the Nobel Literature Prize for her short stories focusing on the frailties of the human condition. She is the 13th woman to win the coveted award and the first Canadian. The Swedish Academy describes Munro as, quote, a master of the contemporary short story, a genre rarely honored with the prestigious literary award. Her works include Who Do You Think You Are?, The Moons of Jupiter, and Too Much Happiness. Her most recent collection is Dear Life. And at number 9, Pakistani teenage activist Malala Yousafzai wins the prestigious Sakharov Human Rights Prize by the European Parliament for her campaign to get children in schools. The 16-year-old became a symbol of the fight against radical forms of Islam after she was shot in the head by the Pakistani Taliban last year for speaking against them. But on Thursday, the Pakistani Taliban says Yousafzai did nothing to deserve the Sakharov Prize and promises to try to kill her again. A spokesman adds, she's getting awards because she is working against Islam. Her struggle against Islam is the main reason for getting these awards. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. James Harden and Jeremy Lin star as the Houston Rockets defeat the Indiana Pacers 116-96 in the first NBA preseason game in the Philippines. Harden scores 21 points while Lin steers the Rockets' second unit with 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists in front of almost 15,000 fans at the Mall of Asia Arena. Houston scores the game's first 12 points as the Rockets record their first win of the preseason. New acquisition Dwight Howard had a quiet 9 points and 3 rebounds, while fan favorite Chandler Parsons tallies 15 points for Houston. The Rockets will face Indiana again in Taiwan Sunday. The UST Growling Tigers and the DLSU Green Archers will face off in a winner-takes-all finals matchup. What does it take to win the championship? Bea Kupen asks the team's head coaches.
These men say it all boils down to the right mindset. The Tigers bring with them a wealth of experience. This is Harencho's third finals appearance in 8 seasons and the squad's second straight appearance in the UAAP finals. Fresh off a Game 2 win are the Green Archers. Absent from the UAAP finals for a while now, this is the team's first appearance since 2008. Newbie head coach Juno Soler came in only 3 weeks before the season started. Even after losing Game 1, morale was high.
We lost that game, but the season wasn't over. So everyone knew that for the season to be done, we need to win. So we just focus on the next game and try to work on the things that we needed to improve on.
Tigers and the Archers have been through hell to get to the finals. The Tigers knocked out the Ateneo Blue Eagles to secure the last slot in the Final Four. Then they defeated top-seeded National University twice in a row. Herencio says the week-long break between Game 2 and 3 is a huge respite. He says in Filipino, quote, "The 1-week break is a big deal because we've been through one knockout game after another." Prior to Game 1 of the finals, LaSalle went on a wild winning streak, sweeping the second round and booting out the FEU Tamaraws in a best-of-3 series.
I can accept that there are other teams who probably are taller, stronger, or more athletic than us, but I just want us to be in a very stable and mental stage wherein we can say that we're the smartest.
History will be made on Saturday. Will LaSalle beat an experienced UST squad, ending the university's drought? Or will UST go on to break another UAAP record and be the first 4th seed to clinch the crown? Bea Cupin, Rappler, Manila.
Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page. That crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 events, the top 10 stories that have affected our readers the most. These 10 stories on the mood navigator show you have gotten the most number of votes. If we take a look today, the story that's gotten the most number of votes is actually this one, an international story, Obama's Choice, Janet Yellen. Interesting, 25% inspired, 25% don't care, 25% amused. Today's story, Miss World. As it happens, Miss World 2013 Megan Young Victory Parade, you have 61% happy, strangely 35% afraid, maybe because of the storm. And you have story from yesterday, Gina Paulus charged with tax evasion, a whopping 84% happy. That green, bringing up the mood of the day. Today, most people are happy. Well, that is Rappler's Newscast for today, Friday, October 11, 2013. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today. We leave you with images from the Victory Parade of Miss World 2013, Megan Young.